it's been a couple days and I'm getting really anxious. So I finally convinced Will it is time to go see if we can find a pregnancy test and actually find out if this is happening or not. Now, I don't know if we can just go to a pharmacy to grab a pregnancy test or if we have to go to like some special like clinic or doctor or something. We're currently in Nepal, Kathmandu in the capital. So since we are in the capital, hopefully it's a little bit easier to find a pregnancy test. Let's find out.
The time has come.
Namaste. Pharmacy or no? Pharmacy, that one. Okay, dhanyabad. Hello, namaste. Pharmacy? Yeah? No? No pharmacy? Namaste. Pharmacy? Huh? I need pharmacy. Yeah? That way? More that way? That way?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, anyway. These all look like pharmacies. I think they just sell medical supplies. Do you sell pregnancy tests? We don't have? Next door. Okay, dhanyabad. But that's not a pharmacy. It's a different store. Different store. Okay. So you don't get it at a pharmacy. Hello, namaste. Do you have a pregnancy test? Okay. Can I see? It's okay? How much? 30? Instructions or no? Oh, it has a little droplet? Okay. Okay, so they say usually to take a couple, so they're only 30 rupees, which is what,
Do you think
50
this is
cents?
anything like one in America?
It feels like it. This is the only one you have? Do you have more?
Only this.
Only this one. Okay. Only this one, all Nepal, or just you? Just you? Okay.
Are you supposed to just pee in a toilet and then suck it up with this dropper?
I don't know. I think you have instructions? You have instructions for this or no? No.
I think I could have swore somewhere we've seen actual pregnancy tests that we'd be more familiar with.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just see if there's anything else.
Okay.
This looks a little bit too suspect.
It's like you pee in a cup and then you drop it in there.
Maybe you just put that right into it while you're peeing.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I find a different one. If not, I can at least come back and get this one. Okay? Okay, dhanyabad. Okay. Namaste. You work here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a pregnancy test? Yeah? Why are you laughing? He's laughing about it.
It brings back that uncomfortable memories.
Can I see it first? Okay. What'd you say?
Maybe it brings back uncomfortable times in his past.
I see the box that he's pulling out has instructions on the side, so at
Yeah.
least that has instructions. Okay. Do you have, oh, and then, okay, this one at least has instructions.
What language is it in?
It's in English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Flying the Nest had to do it in Polish, so at least we have English instructions.
yeah. No, it's the same what I thought. You basically pee in a cup and then drop it into the thing.
Wait, do they provide the cup that you're peeing into?
No.
So we have to soil a perfectly good cup for this?
Yeah.
Do we want to buy a cup?
That might be a smart idea.
All right. So now we need it. Now we need more things. Now we need to buy a cup.
Yeah. How much?
50 rupees.
50.
Yeah.
Does it have the chocolates? It has it?
Inside,
It's
inside.
inside.
Yeah.
Okay, good one. Okay, dhanyabad. Why do you think this is funny?
Yeah, that's the workshop. Work here.
You work here, yeah.
Has no one boldly asked you for a pregnancy test before? All right. So what do you think?
So we take the test. Definitely not a test that I'm used to seeing in the States, right? You have like the longer one and you pee right on the stick. This was more of like those tests that we took during, quarantine times, where back then we would put our saliva on it, right? But now I had to put my urine on it.
I would want to put my saliva on it now.
No, definitely not. Okay, so I peed. I'm like so giddy right now. Okay, so I peed on it. It's right in front of us. It's covered. It says
Wait 2 to 5 minutes.
2 to 5 minutes, which I started it as soon as I put the drops on there, so it's already been 2 minutes. 1 line is negative and 2 lines is positive.
I know that since we pulled the goalie, we can get pregnant any time. But, I mean, you know, a lot of people I heard takes like 3 months, 4 months, years. Unfortunately, some people like never get pregnant. So to miss your period the first time after we're actually trying, it's like, well, good thing we were more careful earlier on if it was this easy. It might not necessarily be that you're pregnant. It could be from like...
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I am like 6 days late, but it could also just be... We went on the trek, and so, you know, I put a lot of endurance and, you know, all this stuff, pressure onto my body.
Like a 7-day physically draining trek, you know, just like if you're training or doing any sort of other sporting competition could mess up your body and stuff like that. So it could be that.
Yeah, and we went like really high altitude. It's hard to tell because you could have symptoms for just normal menstrual cycle, or it could be the same symptoms if you're pregnant.
We're not doctors.
We're not doctors.
But I mean, aren't you supposed to like start throwing up? Isn't that how most people find out they're pregnant?
I think it's later.
I don't know. According to movies, you never know what to believe because every movie you watch, it's like, oh, I'm throwing up in the bathroom at a party, I'm pregnant, right? Without that, it's hard to tell.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday I felt like horrible. Like I felt achy body and like my stomach felt like bloated, but yeah, I don't know. It felt different. I don't know. It's been... Okay, we got a minute left. Okay, it's been over 5 minutes.
All right, let's see it. Wait, so what are we looking for here?
So 1 line on top by the C is negative, and then 2 lines is positive.
So we're looking for 2 lines.
Yeah.
All right.
If there is 1 line on the bottom, then that's invalid.
Okay. Both of them have 2 lines?
One's a little bit more faint, but yeah.
So two babies and a possibly.
Not 2 babies.
It might be 2 babies. We don't know. It's possible.
Wait, is this real? I feel like we need to take a 3rd one.
According to the HCG pregnancy test cassette, looks like just 1.
This one's one I did first. And then I did that one.
Yeah, the one you did first only has like the 1 strong line, right? Yeah. And the one you did second has 2 very strong lines.
Yeah. Wow, God. Thanks. Oh my God. I might be great. I think. I mean, no. Like, why do we keep saying I think? I think yeah, I don't know. Maybe take a 3rd.
We are pregnant.
We're going to have a baby. I love you, Mommy. You're going to be such a good dad.
You're going to be a great mom. We did it.
We did it. Well, we're still in Nepal. The past couple of days have been a little unsure. I just haven't been feeling well, and I've had really bad cramping and some other symptoms that I'm just not sure is right. So I really felt like I needed to come get myself checked out at the doctor. So we're at our next city, which is another like bigger city, and we're at the hospital, and we're gonna go see if we can get an appointment with the OBG here at this hospital. In a matter of 5 minutes, we paid for a visit, and we're already heading into the doctor's office, and it was only $11. I'm bleeding now, and not today, but yesterday and the day before, bad cramping.
How much of a bleeding? Is it just a spot or is it more like a drop?
It's more like I have my period.
Okay. Since how many days?
Since it started Sunday.
Only 1 day?
Sunday, yesterday, and still today.
Was this pregnancy a planned pregnancy?
Yeah, we were trying. Yeah.
And do you have kids before?
No.
No?
First
and
time.
how long have you been together?
Married 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
And did you take any kind of a medication before?
No.
And do you have any history of an abortion before?
No.
Spontaneous abortion?
No.
No. Okay. And is it still you are having a pain?
No more pain.
No pain?
No, yeah. Yesterday was the last, but I still wanted to come check, make sure everything's okay. Because first time pregnant, so I don't know what to expect. Yeah.
Let me examine your abdomen first.
Okay.
And then I will suggest you for an ultrasound.
Okay.
And after that report, we can only plan further. Okay?
After that, what?
After that report only, we can say what to do further.
Okay. last time we left you, we were walking into the hospital because I was having pain and I was bleeding, and so we wanted to get that checked out. It's been, I think, 3 weeks now since that has happened. We are now in India and in Mumbai. So let's go back. Okay, when I went in, I found out that I had a miscarriage. I had a feeling when I started bleeding that something was wrong, and so I knew that we needed to get it checked out, especially because I was having really, really bad pains that were more than, they hurt more than just normal menstrual cramping. And so went to check that out, and then that hospital experience was smooth. It was, hospital did a lot of different things, but they had a gynecology section, and so I went in to see the doctor. I told her what was happening, and they had me do an ultrasound, a normal ultrasound, but also a TBS ultrasound, where they internal ultrasound just to, check everything. And after those results, went back in and talked to the doctor. She went over my blood work and my urine sample. Everything in my body is healthy. It was just the fact that the pregnancy didn't catch, it didn't complete. And so what was happening is my body was rejecting that pregnancy. That was definitely an emotional day, an emotional few days, a couple weeks just to process everything that happened. And then also my body didn't fully expel it all, so I had to take some medicine in order to help the body along to expel everything. And I remember getting back to the house that day in tears. I started crying at the hospital right then and there. In addition to finding out that I had a miscarriage, she also told me I had a really small fibroid, which she said it's really small, nothing to worry about. But in my mind, everything was a big deal. I'm like, what do you mean I have a fibroid? What do you mean I had a miscarriage? It was super emotional. I was trying to hold it in until we got home, but that didn't work out so well. But it's okay. As soon as I got home, we had just gotten to that apartment, and we had just checked in and then went straight to the hospital. So I didn't process the living space we were in, and so we got there, and it was already dinner time, so I needed to make some kind of food, but she also told me to rest because I could potentially be in a lot of pain. And so I was trying to turn the oven on and I couldn't. Everything was making me frustrated. I was just in tears. I didn't like the layout of the room. I felt like we didn't have everything we needed. There wasn't even soap at the apartment, and I was just frustrated and in tears. And thank God for Will, because he was just comforting me the whole time. He's like, it's okay, we'll figure it out. We'll get what we need. Anyways, so that all happened. I took the medicine, and my body there wasn't much left because most of it had already happened. And I ended up not having any pain because, again, most of all that happened already. So there was still a little bit, and so took the medicine, and I went back, I think 5 days later for a checkup. And then when I went back, there was still a very little bit left, and so she gave me the medicine again, which honestly, it's you insert it, and I think the doctors that put it in the first time, I don't think the second doctors did a better job of it, I should say. So I think the first time I took it, I didn't really take, my body didn't absorb that medicine. So the second time I felt okay, this should work because they did it better. And then because we were leaving Nepal within the next week, she did want me to come back in for a second follow-up, but I was like, we're gonna be in India already, we have our flight out. And so she's like, okay, well, when you get to India, just go ahead and go get this TBS exam again, ultrasound again, that way, make sure that everything is looking good. So that's where we are today, and that's what just happened. So I went and booked a Cloud9 appointment, and I had done research, asked some of Will's friends that live in India, what is a better, doctor, and they suggested the Cloud9 hospitals. So now we are here at the mall right by the hospital that we went to. I just wanted to give you just all our thoughts after the visit, just so I can process it all in the moment and just tell you how I'm feeling. So we did go get the exam again. First of all, this hospital was definitely a lot busier, and it was a hospital that was specific to maternity, and so it was definitely busier. But even though it was busy, other than the billing people who were confused, I think maybe because we were not locals here, and I ended up having to fill out an extra form with all my passport info, so I think that's why they took forever to let me pay, which is weird. Everything else went pretty smoothly. The doctors and the assistants all got me hurried along, pretty quickly. And I went and met with the doctor first, and she was the sweetest thing. As soon as I walked in, I just felt like she was a little bit older, and I don't know, just very comforting. And so she just asked the history, and I shared her. And the coolest thing is that in these countries, they give you like a folder with all your medical information. Like that doesn't happen in other countries, or in the US. And so I'm literally carrying my medical records with me, and which is very convenient, because then I took my medical records from Nepal here to the doctor in India, and she was able to look at everything, see what's happening, and then yeah, so I just went in for the exam. That was good, and that doctor immediately told me that everything has passed, which was good to hear. And I did have her go ahead and check that fibroid, because at first she didn't see anything, and then Will was like, hey, can you look for that fibroid? And she's like, what, you have one? And so I told her where it was, and she looked, and she's like, oh, there it is. It's so small, I didn't even see it. It's like the size of a little bit bigger than a pea, she said. And so she said, it's very small, you don't have to worry about it, but your doctor will follow up and explain everything. So I waited for those results, and we went back in to see the doctor. And again, she's like, everything is good. And then my first immediate question was, when can we start conceiving? Try to conceive again. And because the doctor in Nepal said, oh, wait 2 to 3 months so your body can get back to normal, and so you can be emotionally ready and like all that stuff. I think for her, she probably suggested that because I was really emotionally distraught that day, which makes sense. But like I was telling one of my friends, I think I've processed it. Like I think, like I journaled it, and for me it was emotional, and I think because I was already getting excited, and you know, the timing would have been perfect and everything was great timing wise, but the reality is that this is way more common than what people let on. So I know I have a friend who had a miscarriage and then has 2 babies after, and I have multiple friends that have that scenario. And the doctor in Nepal did say that because this happened, your body the next time should accept it, and you should have a full healthy pregnancy. And so like I know all those things, and I knew all those things, and I know that it's way more common than what people let on, but you never want it to happen to you, right? And so I think my biggest thing was I was just worried, like, okay, is everything going to get cleared out? Is this fibroid going to mess anything up? And so like all the what ifs started to build up in my head those first few days after that hospital visit. But after journaling it and processing it, I think I just started to realize, like, okay, there's no point in living in the future and asking all these what ifs, because the reality is God's plans are way better than our plans could ever be. And although this seems like a perfect timing, like God's timing is way better than ours. And so I know, I'm getting goosebumps, I know God will allow us to have a baby when the time is right. And I didn't think I was gonna cry. But I guess I'm crying because I'm just like, it's happy, like knowing that we're trusting God in this whole process, and He's never let us down so far in our life. Any hiccups or bumps, like He's guided us through it, and He will continue to guide us through it until the next season of life when we can expand our family.
So it's always nice to see Christian shrine. Looks like it was built in 1897 AD.
This doctor said, my first question to her was, when can we conceive again? Or start to conceive again? And she said, why wait? Like everything's good. You're healthy, like all your blood work is good and everything's good. So she's like, why wait? So it's good to hear her say that. We're still going to wait because we're still in India, and you know, the roads might not be as rough, and you know, I know we want to do a couple, like, not hiking, but going up into a fortress and just a few other things that might like strain my body too much. So we don't want to start trying yet. Plus, I want to switch over from regular women's multivitamins to actual prenatals with the folic acid and everything. And so this doctor went ahead and gave me some recommendations, which is good timing because I'm out of my multivitamins. So we're gonna go pick up some prenatal vitamins with the folic acid and vitamin D specific because my body's low on that. Then I just want to get that into my system, and so maybe like a month from now, after my next cycle, we'll actually start trying. But for now, just the peace of knowing that everything was healthy, my body's good, everything has been cleared out, and she checked the fibroid, it's still small, it's nothing to worry about. And this doctor was very like, you're gonna get pregnant next next time. You're good. Don't worry. Like, it was very comforting and very soothing. It was a good experience. Oh, and also, she's this, oh my gosh, so sweet. She's like, oh, I'm gonna give you my phone number. She wrote it down. She's like, please let me know when you get pregnant again. And so that was really sweet. She's like, I'll just help you. And I was like, it was just really, really sweet. So I'm very thankful for this experience here. I think both experiences in both countries were great. Nothing crazy. Both very, very affordable. Even with these like specific, like that first doctor, the first hospital in Nepal, the actual visit, the ultrasound, the TVS ultrasound, and the second one that I had to go back for my urine sample and blood work was all under $150 out of pocket. Like, we do have health insurance, global health insurance, but I knew this would be pretty affordable to not even mess with. Plus, I wanted to pick doctors that had good reviews, not just what they had in network. So we just went ahead and did out of network and paid for ourselves. And then this visit today was the consultation plus the TVS exam, and that was $40. So very, very affordable. I don't know where we'll be next and when it's time, you know, to go to a new doctor and what that will cost, but I'm glad these first couple experiences with all these exams were in a country that was a little bit more affordable for us to be able to do out of pocket. But yeah, so that's what has happened, and we'll see what happens next. Okay, so we're back from the doctor, and I know I've given you guys like my thoughts on everything, but I really wanted you to kind of share like how you felt even back in Nepal to now, you know, just from the husband's perspective.
And my main thing is just to make sure that you're okay. Once the doctor said everything's gonna pass, don't really worry about it, just get a checkup in like 10 days. I was like, all right, well, then it's okay. And then today, when she was doing the ultrasound, she said everything had passed, even before like the official printing of the ultrasound and the scans came back, so that was all good. That's sad that happens, but it's good that, you know, you're okay, right? Because if you're not okay, then we can't try again, you know. But I think these things are perfectly normal. I think it's part of the process. I don't think people talk about things that go wrong. They just act like, hey, I was trying to get pregnant for so long. What does that really mean? It probably means you have to go through infertility things, or like you have a miscarriage, or different things happen, or there's too much stress on your body, and all you hear is, oh, all of a sudden we have a baby, but you don't hear any of the backstory because everyone kind of keeps that private, right? And no one's really sharing, you know, their testimony. So we just thought it was important to kind of document all of this. And even when that happened, like I know people who have had miscarriages or bad things happen, and then they are super fertile past that. So I think it's just all part of the process. It's not part of the way that we had planned it, but it's part of, you know, God's ultimate plan to make us appreciate having kids so much more. I don't know anybody who gets basically pulled the goalie and then got pregnant right away. I've never heard of that. Everyone's like, oh, it takes like 3 or 4 months. So, I mean, I guess we could have waited until, you know, after being in Nepal on the bumpy roads and the hike and all that stuff. But the odds of that happening, I don't know what they are, but I didn't think they were very high, because I never heard of anyone, all right, we're finally going to start planning, and you get pregnant the very first time you try. It's so hard to know what's normal, what's not normal, because, like I said, nobody talks about it. It's like, we were trying to get pregnant, and we finally got pregnant. I feel like they yada over the most important part of the whole pregnancy. We didn't have that information. We didn't know what the heck was going on, but at least if anyone is watching this, you know, they can have the information, know that things are normal, things are okay. Don't give up hope just because it's not starting the way that you want to. So we still have a long way to go, but I'm glad that you got a clean bill of health, and now we can continue the process. Now we have the vitamins we need. Now, you know, we know that, you know, gonna relax more and not overexert your body, try not to stress. Like, now we're actually being more intentional with the whole process going forward, which is also a good thing.
Want to wait till all the vitamins kick in and till we're out of India and we're heading to Europe next. So I think that'll be more paved roads and it'll be smoother. So I think maybe, you know, this summer, God willing, we'll be able to start again.
We're still positive. We know that God wants us to be parents, so it's just waiting for the next step now.
Thank you.
Good job.
Will and I went and did something the other day, pretty crazy, unbelievable actually, but